Hey, excuse me, miss. How are you? My name is Devon. I love your look. I'm an artist from New York City.
Okay.
I would love to draw your portrait if you have time.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah?
Why not? Yeah.
Oh, okay, let's do it. What's your name and what's one of your biggest dreams in life?
My name's Nikki. I'd say one of my biggest dreams in life is, as someone with a visible difference, is to raise awareness for others with visible differences, and also I think for other people with them to be given equal opportunity. And so I think for me, it's kind of like trying to actually do stuff that matters and to truly make a change so that the other young kids with visible differences can feel more accepted and understood and a part of the other world around them than I didn't really feel growing up.
Wow, that's such an incredible mission. What do you do for work?
So I do TV presenting and I also do kind of social media. I've done it since I was like 8. Yeah. Not properly. I wasn't kind of like doing social media fully at 8 years old, but when I got diagnosed with my condition at 6, I was left feeling really alone and isolated and kind of like an outsider to the rest of the world. And so I think for me, I would create little videos on my iPad and yeah, I think it was a way for me to express myself and feel understood and feel seen when I didn't really have a connection with the outside world. And I kind of kept it going every time I felt like it, I'd post, and it's kind of fully turned into now my job at 20, so yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. What inspired you to start making videos?
When I was diagnosed with my condition, I became very sick very quickly, and the way that I would cope with it is, when I was either at home or in hospital, that was just my life. I was either at one or the other. It was my way, watching videos online was my way to escape into other people's lives and forget about the chronic pain I was going through or like a huge operation I had coming up and how different I was or different my appearance was to those around me. I'd always loved makeup and thought it was super magical, the way that it could not transform someone's looks, but transform their confidence.
Yeah.
And so one day I took a couple of makeup products from my sister's room while she was at school, and I just filmed a little video and decided to post it as kind of like a project for myself, I guess, something to put my energy into and put some focus on when I was going through so much in my life. It was something else for me to help keep me going, I guess.
So where'd you grow up?
I grew up in London. I've always lived in London. So nice. I kind of know no different. Like even the house I have lived in, I've lived in since I was like 6 months old. I'm really glad that I grew up in London because I think there's a real diversity of culture and backgrounds, and I think that's so important, especially as someone who did grow up feeling like an outsider. At least I wasn't in a place or a location where everyone around me looked the exact same or was the exact same. Everyone is completely different, and I think that's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And so yeah, there's such a mixture of cultures and ethnicities, and there's so much beauty to that. And so I think I'm really, really glad that I was kind of like growing up here and kind of amongst that as well.
Yeah, that makes sense, like more of an open-mindedness.
Definitely, yeah. I think that's so important, especially as, being someone that really didn't feel like I fit in.
Yeah.
At least I wasn't around people that were all the same, looked the same, acted the same, were from the same places.
Which part of London did you grow up in?
I grew up in North London, so like I've always kind of lived around there. It's nice because it's a little bit more communal, I guess, and more neighbourhoody and like family orientated than Central London. I love Central London, but I'm an introvert. I love my time alone, and so I don't think I could deal with being like right in the city. It's been really nice because it's the perfect mixture of like, I go into London and I do my bit and I do my work in Central, but then I leave and then I go, back to like my area where it feels a bit more chilled and I can actually kind of breathe and I'm not sort of overstimulated,
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I love it here.
Yeah, I like to be like kind of hidden away, and I'm also an introvert that does social media.
Like
and people are like, oh, you do social media, how could you be introvert? I'm like, it's not like that. Yeah, it's not like
exactly. That. Like I love being alone and I love my space, and the way that I recharge is by being in my room and just kind of mindlessly watching stuff and like that's my way of recharging. Like
you close your door and you're
exactly.
Like, finally.
Yeah, literally, honestly, could not be happier than when I'm like in bed by myself, just watching something.
Right?
Like truly, like just watching The Office in my room. Like there's nothing more I'd rather do. Like if my friends are like, do you want to just go out tonight? I'm like, no.
Not really.
Not really. No, I'm like, do you want to come over maybe? And we can watch something together.
I feel the same way. Like where I live in New York is a little like
oh my God, it's
separated, and like I have like the option to come and go whenever the friends invite me, but I don't want to be in the mix where they could just access me like that. You know,
exactly.
Like, you know?
And you like open your door and it's just chaos.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah, and like I need to ease into my day.
Exactly.
I need to like mentally prepare for everything I do. I'm not very good at just like doing something off the cuff and being spontaneous. Like I need to plan everything in my head to be like mentally prepared for it. Yeah.
Would you rather be a people pleaser versus not?
I'm a bit of like a pushover. I wish I was less of a people pleaser, because then I think I spent a lot of my life putting other people first, which is a great quality to have, because it means, you know, you're empathetic and you care about others around you, because I think in life these days sometimes people can be quite selfish and not zoom out and see what's around them and other people going through struggle. But then I'd say it means that a lot of the time, like, something will eat me up inside and I overthink things because I'm so aware or worried about what other people are feeling, even if it's not that big of a deal. So I wish I could just be like, Nikki, it's fine, and just like shut off my thoughts. But I really struggle with like overthinking, and it's hard. Yeah, it is hard.
Who was one of the most influential people in your life?
People, probably my parents. You know, when I was diagnosed with my condition, I don't think I'd actually still be here without them. You know, they are my unit, they are my safe space, when I'm going through stuff where I literally feel like I can't go on, and there has been times like that, they're the ones I lean on. And I think that is so important, to have people in your life that when you're struggling, you feel like will keep you up and be there for you. You know, I think when you have a medical condition or something happened to you that is so life-changing, it doesn't just happen to you, it happens to those around you as well in a different way. My brother and sister were affected, my mum and dad were massively affected. You know, their child that they thought was healthy and fine and, you know, would go on to live like a normal life was suddenly not. And so not only did my world turn upside down, when I was in hospital, it's my mum staying there with me, it's my dad sitting with me, they're going through it with me. That's exactly what you need when you're going through a hard time, is the other people around you to really be there for you and keep you pushing on and feeling like it's worth pushing on. You know?
Wow. Shout out to your parents.
Shout out to just any supportive parents out there, really. Like, their job is not easy.
So I'm here in London for like 2 more days. Where should I go?
But I'd say if you want to have a kind of like more chill day with some cool places, I do like Notting Hill. You know, there's also the film like Notting Hill. It's quite like classic. They've got some amazing bookshops and really cool restaurants, and they do like a market on the weekends that's really cool.
What message do you think the world needs to hear right now?
You know, you are on the right path, and I think that's a really, really hard thing to believe. You know, when I got sick, I really felt like, why is this happening to me? And like, what is this all for? And like, what did I do to deserve this? And in an extent, I still feel that in a way, but I think there is only one you. And I think we, especially in this age of social media, spend so much time trying to be other people, trying to follow what they're doing in order to be liked or to feel more fulfilled. But you are you for a reason. You know, like we said, why are we here? Like, you know, we were all put here for a reason. And, you know, it's okay if you don't know what that reason is, but just like, I think it's so important in order to enjoy life to feel secure in yourself. And that's really hard. It really is. And I put on kind of a fake level of confidence in myself. I'm quite insecure, but I think I've got to the point where I've appreciated that this is who I am. This is the card I've been dealt in life. And so you just have to try and live in the moment and make the most of that, rather than thinking about all the things that you could have done, or all the people you could have been, or all the places you could have gone, or what you could have achieved. You're here, and this is life, and it's short. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow. And so just try your best to live in the moment, and also love and be kind to other people around you. Just be kind. It's not hard, and just try your best to live in the moment and appreciate who you are.
Wow.
Love yourself.
That's such a great mindset to have.
I mean, it's not like I have it every day, but I try. You know, you're the voice you hear in your head like 80% of the time, so try and be kind to yourself.
You ever feel like your condition taught you more about life than like the average person?
Oh my God, definitely. I feel a little bit like a philosopher sometimes. No, I think I didn't have a childhood. I like went from like 6 to 60 real quick in mindset. And I found that hard, like, because I couldn't relate to any kids around me. Like they were worrying about schoolwork or like who they had a crush on, right? And I was like, oh, I've got to sign these papers for a huge operation I'm about to have, where I'll be in hospital for months and recovering for months. And so it's like night and day. You can't like, you know, you can't relate to people going through that. It'd be weird if you didn't change as a person when you go through something so traumatizing and life-changing. And appreciate the little things, like the sun shining today. Like, that's a beautiful thing, you know? we get so caught up in the bigger things in life, but I think I've learned to appreciate the little things more.
So it's probably extra special when you do connect to somebody, right?
Oh my God,
wow,
100%,
you're so rare.
100%. And I think actually I almost struggle to just have like a surface level conversation, like, because I'm like,
too.
let's get into the deep stuff.
Right?
Let's like get into the trauma and the depression and like, you know, like I almost struggle not to. But then I feel like in a way it's made me be able to filter through a lot of people.
Yeah.
That took me a while for sure, because I just wanted to be friends with anyone.
Yeah.
And a lot of people didn't necessarily have great intention. And I think sometimes this industry can feel like tiny and it's all about the optics of it all. But for me, like, I feel really lost when I don't feel like I'm doing something that is in a positive change. You know, I want to make a difference, big or small. And so when I'm just like posting a makeup look, like I love that stuff. I'm passionate about it, but like I want to make like a true difference that's like bigger than me and a makeup look, you know? For
sure. Amazing. Okay, I think I'm done with this drawing.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
All right, Nikki, thank you for sharing your life with me. This is my interpretation of your life.
I love it.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you. This was such a fun conversation. Also, I got you a second gift. Portraits of the Underground. This is a book that I made. You know, I started my career drawing people on the subway. So these are just strangers in New York.
This is how I found you. So this is insane.
Oh, thank you.
You're so talented. I can't. I'm gonna frame this.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.
I love London.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good day, Nikki.
Thank you so much.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Keep smiling.